Hey y'all, today I'm here in Preston, Georgia, and the main reason I came are the buildings behind me. There are a couple of old jails here that are pretty interesting, so let's take a look at them. Y'all come on and go with me. Now, this jail was built between 1855 and 1856, and it's listed on the National Registry of Historic Places. Looks like a squirrel has made it home now. Check out this old building. Isn't this something? Look at that door. I wonder if that, I don't know if that's original hinges though. Maybe they put something else on it, but that's a heavy piece of metal. And I guess this was the latch for the door. I don't think you'd break out of that. I can't see inside of it, but I'm gonna put my camera up here and let's see if we can get a view in there. And there's a little hole right there. I don't know, it's pretty dark in there. Maybe you can see something. Hopefully there's not somebody in there locked up still. I wouldn't think so. But that's a pretty neat old building, pretty interesting. And then right next door is a jail that was built in 1910. So we have two jails here side by side. One between 1855, let's just say 1855, and this one 1910. The bars on the window. Let's see if we can see inside of this one too. Just a small crack in the wood there. I don't know what it. Go around back and see if we can get a view from that window back there. Those old bars are still holding strong. After 116 years, they're still holding strong. Let's see. There's bars on the inside as well. This must have been a cell. I'm gonna hold it up and see if we can see inside of it there. I don't know if we can see in there or not. It's above my head. I'm just holding it up and see. Here's one with the pane broken out. So let me see if we can get a view inside of it there. I don't know. Hopefully there's something there that we can see. Looks like they two really interesting buildings side by side here. Look at can y'all see the timbers up at the top? Look how big those things are. I guess that was to keep somebody from coming through the roof to break somebody out. And they're also all across the bottom here as well. The same size timbers. Look at that's the floor. They built it sturdy, that's for sure. Some of these are the original old flat nails are still in the building. Looks like originally it was painted red as well. You can still see some of the red showing through in the cracks and crevices. So I guess at that time maybe red was the color of a jail. Yeah, you can really see it here. The old red paint. Old flat nails. That's just a really interesting building. That building is what, 1950, 170 something years old. That's something else. And this one, 116. It's just no slouch itself. But you can tell a big difference in the building materials from in 60 years. This is my first time ever coming to Preston. Let's see if there's anything else interesting around town. These two buildings are super interesting. I'm going to take one more look around, see if I can see inside of it. See inside of this one more time. Yeah, this thing was really built solid. They have these, I don't know what size that is, about a 10 by 10. They are all through the building, every wall. They're stacked. I don't know, maybe that was the original exterior of the building. Maybe it was just those solid pieces stacked up. I don't know. But it looks like that lap siding is maybe just about as old as anything else. But I think maybe that was just built that way just to make it solid, because it is a wood structure. So we'll glance here. Let's see. Let's see inside of it. I can't get up there quite high enough myself to see, and it looks pretty dark in there. But I'll take a look later. Maybe I can enhance it a little bit and brighten it up or something. All right, let's go take a look and see if we can find something else. Says that jail is famous for holding Susan Eberhardt, the second and last woman allegedly hanged in Georgia. That's an interesting fact. Y'all know I love churches, and this is the Preston United Methodist Church. Quite a unique building. I think this front section here and all that, you can see where it was added onto in the back. But I think that the highest part is probably the original church building. It's since had siding added, and it's been modernized, but it's still a very unique building and a very beautiful building. Standing here in Preston, Georgia, it's easy to think this is just another small rural town. But this place actually has pretty interesting history if you take a minute and look around. Preston became the county seat of Webster County back in 1856. And what's interesting is that Webster County wasn't even called Webster County at first. When it was created in 1853, it was named Kitchafoonee County after the Kitchafoonee Creek nearby. A few years later, the local residents pushed for a name change, and the county was renamed after Daniel Webster, the famous American statesman. Around that same time, Preston became the county seat. The town itself was incorporated in 1857 and is believed to have been named after William C. Preston, a United States Senator from South Carolina. Back then, this was a farming community, and like much of southwest Georgia, agriculture drove the local economy. One thing a lot of people don't realize is that Preston has been at the center of county government for nearly 170 years. The courthouse square has seen generations come and go, from horse and buggy days to the modern world we live in now. The current courthouse was built in 1915 and still stands as one of the town's most recognizable landmarks. And like many small towns across Georgia, Preston has seen its share of change. The population isn't what it once was, and in 2009, the city gave up its municipal charter and joined with the rest of Webster County under a unified county government.
Even so, Preston remained the county seat and the heart of local government. What I like about Preston is that it reminds you that history isn't always found in big cities. Sometimes it's found in places like this, where the streets are quiet, the courthouse still stands watch over the town square, and the story of Southwest Georgia is written one generation at a time. If these old buildings could talk, they'd have nearly 2 centuries of stories to tell. I want to thank y'all for coming along with me today. Until next time, I'm Red. Keep exploring, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have a great day.